Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for Studio 512. Little logo that you got to see right there, but hopefully we'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. Filmmakers and appreciators are gathering together soon for the Black Auteur. I'm trying, y'all. It means author in French. Auteur Film Festival, Austin's only Black film festival. Brand new name this year. Festival directors Alex Chu and Ryan Darbon are here to tell us a little bit more. I'm a little out of breath because we were line dancing right before we went on camera together, but we're so happy to have you guys here today. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Of course. All right, Alex, we're going to start with you. Just talk to us a little bit about the Film Fest and why specifically you feel so proud to have it here in Austin.
Yeah, the Black Auteur Film Festival exists to elevate, celebrate, and preserve Black cinema. And we're proud to have it right here in Austin because we are local Black filmmakers and we just really want to celebrate the community and the great work that we're doing right here in Austin and in Texas.
And it's so important that we keep reinvesting into that talent, right? Keep lifting y'all up every single year, because if we don't, then slowly our talent will dry out and you guys will go to bigger markets, and we don't want you to do that.
No, there's a lot of amazing talent here in Austin.
Yeah.
I mean, as someone who grew up in this city and I've seen it change and grow, and so there's a lot of really amazing filmmakers, Black filmmakers here in this town.
Yeah, the few, the proud, the native Austinites.
Yeah.
Lovely to have you, Ryan. All right, and Ryan, I have a couple of questions for you here. Few events that you guys have done in partnership now with Paramount and their summer series, which we featured here on the show in just the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
But one of those events is tonight.
Yeah, so we have an event that we're partnering with the Paramount tonight. It's a double feature of Pariah and Rafiki, which doors open at 6. I think the event starts at 7, but we'll be there to promote the festival. And we have another one July 11th, which is House Party and Friday double feature on 35mm film, which is going to be great.
That's so fun.
Yeah, super stoked.
And July 11th, y'all, you want to be in the AC, so that is not a bad time to be heading indoors. Okay, I do want to ask Alex about AFS Cinema. You actually get a little bit kind of on a soapbox about this because you're really passionate about it and why you like to work with them.
Absolutely. I love AFS Cinema. We both think it is the #1 art house cinema in Texas. And Austin Film Society is a huge network of support for all local filmmakers, huge. Mm-hmm. And so we're very proud to be partnered with them. And also the Economic Development Department, now ACME, which is Arts, Culture, Music, and Entertainment, they gave us the Elevate grant. They give a lot of artists Elevate, Thrive, and Nexus grants, which basically allows us to be artists here in Austin and put on events like this for artists.
That's amazing. And so you've both been grant recipients. Congratulations in the past. And in fact, the last time we were standing here talking, about a year ago, you both had shorts that you had finished and that were going to be presented. I want to hear a little bit more from both of you. Maybe Ryan, let's start with you if you wouldn't mind, about how it feels to receive this sort of grant and have someone invest in you as an artist.
Yeah, so being a filmmaker, being an artist, I think is a very lonely road, and I think you're constantly doubting yourself. And to have an organization like AFS give you that validation that I think we all desperately seek is really nice. But it's nice to give that boost to see your thing through, right? Because it's really hard to make a film at any level. It's a very, very difficult process, and so to have a little bit of money to get you started, I think is a really amazing thing. I really love AFS.
I've never once thought of it as being something lonely, but it's the idea that exists within your brain, right?
Right.
And you then have to go out and try to get people on board with the idea you've come up with.
And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't get it. So
sometimes they don't, but you guys have had both some success, and so I'm really happy for you about that. And so neither of you have personal work showing this rodeo, but Alex, I do want to ask about Sequence 8.
Yes, I run this company with my partner, Iris Davis Quick. It's a small production company that really focuses on writers first, as well as anti-heroes, misfits, and strong female leads.
I love that.
So we're making a lot of short proofs of concept, and that is hopefully going to lead to us doing more features in the near future locally here in Austin in the independent film scene.
I would love if you'd educate our audience just a little bit more, because I've spent enough time with filmmakers now that I'm starting to understand you have to do something small to basically prove you can do something bigger.
That's right.
Right? So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, part of it is just giving investors an idea of what the film will actually look like and feel like, the tone, the aesthetic, the story, and then, of course, just proof that us as a team can put together a really quality professional show. And I think we are proving that right now at Sequence 8 and with Beth. So these are the two organizations I'm most passionate about.
Oh, it's wonderful. Anything you want to add to that, Ryan?
Um,
Other than yes?
yes. No, I mean, I think it's again, I think Hollywood is sort of tightening its belt, and I think investors are kind of tightening their belt. So I think proof of concepts are great and are a good way to show, a cheap way to show off what you can do as a filmmaker, because now you can make a film on your phone. Now you have all the available tools on your laptop and computer, and there's so much that you can do by yourself before getting a bunch of funding, which feels good. Feels nice.
Okay, well, you say that. I mean, still sounds like a boatload of work.
It is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you're doing it out of passion,
Yeah.
I know. All right, so Alex, I'd like to ask about anything else for people to get excited about, because it's kind of one big fell swoop, right? It's 11 films all happening together, but there's also a raffle going on. There's some pretty good prizes happening there.
Yes. So the 11 films are amazing. They're number one, like the most important part of our festival, and giving those filmmakers a platform. And we're also excited to award our top 3 filmmakers. They're going to receive $500, $750, and then $1,000 for our Best of Fest.
Wonderful.
And then the entire audience also has a chance to win big with our raffle, and they can win things like a free rental of the theater space in the back of We Love Video, so they could just like have a movie night with their friends. They could win a free Austin Film Society membership or free AFS Cinema movie tickets.
There's gift cards to Epoch Coffee, which are great. And then I think, did we say the We Love Video?
Hyperreal Date Night.
Hyperreal Date
Tika
Night.
Creations Professional Headshots.
Ooh, there's a lot you can
lot
win
of great
just
prizes.
by being a great audience
Yeah.
member.
Yeah,
That's
great.
awesome. Well, congratulations, guys, on a successful film festival. I'm excited to see what comes next every single year, and thank you for sharing some of your work with us today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Thanks
much,
for
y'all.
having
Of
us.
course, don't miss your chance to support local filmmakers. Buy tickets right now at blackauteurfilmfestival.com. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored on behalf of Fitness, Fresh Express, and Swash by Tips on TV.
During the summer, many people's schedules change, which can make it even more difficult than usual to find the time to exercise. Here with tips for staying fit and having fun is fitness expert Alexa Lee. Alexa is an Emmy Award-winning producer and TV host, a model, a former D1 college soccer player. Yes, girl, I looked you up. And she has appeared on the cover of Runner's World magazine. We're happy to have her this morning. Alexa, hello.
Rosie, thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Well, I'm excited to hear from you. I have a feeling that you gear up for summertime a little bit differently than I do, girlfriend. But if you wouldn't mind sharing some tips with us.
Oh, well, yes, I'm gearing up. I'm starting that process as a busy mom. So, look, you said it. I was a fitness kind of expert back in the day, athlete, soccer player. I love talking about fitness advice, sharing it with friends and family, and really anyone who will listen. But I'm happy to be here with you guys today. My top tip is to find a friend to share that fitness journey with. Consider a gym membership, something that gets you off the couch and encourages those lifestyle changes, Rosie.
Absolutely. My buddy Jose and I, that's the only reason I make it to Zumba.
Right?
once a week.
It makes all the difference to have that friend, especially if that friend is just a little bit more motivated than you on the days you want to quit. He's like, nope, it's not going to happen.
And he will be thrilled to see this because he is that friend. Okay, what's the best way to get started, Alexa?
Well, honestly, it's just that first step, right? Getting off the couch, getting out of your house, getting moving. Moving is what we want to do this summer. And you can do that by joining a welcoming community like Planet Fitness. Right now, Planet Fitness High School Summer Pass program is back, inviting high school teens ages 14 through 19 to work out and get stronger together. The annual initiative offers teens the opportunity to work out at any of their 2,700 plus locations across the U.S. and Canada for free from now until August 31st. To sign up, teens can just visit their local club or register online at planetfitness.com/summerpass. And mom and dad, if you're watching, I definitely encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity. The teens are putting down the devices, at least for now, and they're getting in the gym. So I would say go join them, have some fun.
I think that's a great idea. I didn't even know about that program. Get their little booties off the couch. Come on. All right, let's talk about nutrition tips.
Yes, well, as you can see, I've got these beautiful salads in front of me. So much happens in the kitchen, and it could either be good stuff or not so good stuff. So this summer, let's commit to those healthy habits and stay with it. For a beach day, whether it's a backyard barbecue or a breezy lunch or quick dinner, these are beautiful new Fresh Express chopped salad kits, and they bring chef-level, bold flavors and fresh vibes all summer long. My favorite part is no prep is needed. I like to say express yourself with Fresh Express, because with crunchy toppings, vibrant veggies, and bold dressings, these kits turn everyday meals into craveable summer moments. From creamy goddess for lunch, orange sesame at the cookout, or farmhouse ranch for an easy dinner, staying fresh, fueled, and full of flavor has never been easier.
Yeah, even you as a busy parent. I'm not a parent, and I still love those salads, because at the end of the day, when you're kind of tired,
Right.
just put all the ingredients together and you're still going to have a healthy meal. I love that. Okay, any other summer suggestions?
Absolutely. Well, we talked about getting fit, working out. We know all of us are going to be working up a sweat this summer with those good summer habits. So we have to stay smelling fresh. That's important. And the only way you're going to do that is with a high quality laundry detergent. I recommend Swash Laundry Detergent from Whirlpool Corporation. It's squeezing some sense into the laundry category with an ultra concentrated solution that streamlines the experience. The innovative Auto Stop Top gives the perfect amount of detergent each time, so there's no mess and no gas. It comes in 3 scents, including an unscented version. You can get it at Walmart or walmart.com.
Love it. Okay, any other fun tips?
Yeah, I'd say get out this summer, whether it's camping, golfing, doing something fun with the family, put down the devices, and even set some goals, right? Keep them observable and measurable. Tell your friends about your goals, your family, so that they can support you along the way. And of course, make sure to celebrate all of your achievements this summer. When you set those short-term goals, you gotta celebrate.
Amen, girl. All right, where can we go for more information today?
You know what? It's as simple as tipsontv.com.
All right, Alexa, we so appreciate your time. Happy summer to you.
Absolutely. Happy and healthy.
The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored on behalf of Fitness, Fresh Express, and Swash by Tips on TV. Summer is rolling in and prices are rolling down. For some of the hottest season's must-haves, from top tech to pool essentials, Ashley Howard is standing by with the best products at the best prices in this week's Epic Discounts from consumer resource bestreviews.com.
Welcome to Epic Discounts by bestreviews.com. I'm Ashley Howard. Take out that phone and scan the QR code and get ready to save big. First up, say goodbye to dingy carpets. This is the Hoover Power Scrub Deluxe Carpet Cleaner Machine. With multi-purpose tools, you're not just cleaning carpets, you're tackling couches, stairs, and upholstery with ease. And yes, deep clean, fast drive. I mean, what's not to love? Now, let's talk laptops. First up, this sleek Lenovo IdeaPad is perfect for school, work, and everything in between. It's got a crisp 15.6-inch full HD screen, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and not one, but 2 types of storage. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and even an SD card reader are all included. This HP Stream 14-inch laptop, it might be compact, but it's big on performance. With 16 gigabytes of RAM and a combo 288 gigabyte storage system. It's perfect for students on the move or anyone that just needs a lightweight option. But if you want cutting-edge tech, it's this one right here. The brand new Apple iPad Air 11-inch, powered by the M3 chip built for Apple Intelligence. You're looking at next level speed and a stunning liquid retina display. It includes 256 gigabytes of storage, Wi-Fi, a 12 megapixel front and back camera, Touch ID, and all-day battery life. All right, pool owners, we've got 2 essentials to turn your backyard into a summer-ready retreat. First, the Dolphin Nautilus CC Plus Wi-Fi robotic pool cleaner. This baby scrubs your in-ground pool up to 50 feet all by itself. It climbs walls, works on all pool surfaces, and never needs charging. Just plug and play. And with the app, you can schedule cleanings from anywhere. Finally, power up your pool with the Hayward Power Flow Pool Pump. It's got strong, reliable horsepower motor and runs ultra smooth, making it ideal for above ground pools. You get top-notch water circulation and quieter operation, so your pool stays crystal clear and your summers stay stress-free. Let's get a look at all the products one last time. So whether you're cleaning deep, working smart, or swimming easy, we've got your upgrades. Go ahead and take out your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and get ready to scan, shop, and save with epic discounts by bestreviews.com.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products mentioned and where to buy them by going to our website, kxan.com, and clicking on the Marketplace tab. Welcome back, everybody. Escape the heat this summer by hitting the AC and enjoying a movie, some good old-fashioned fun. The historic Paramount Theater is hosting its annual Summer Classic Film Series. It has already begun, but there's a lot more fun to come. So Stephen Janice, Senior Director of Film Programming, is here to tell us more about what to expect. Lovely to see you, Stephen.
Great to see you too. Thanks for having me.
I love talking about this every single time because guys, it's basically Steven who chooses all 100 movies with maybe a bit of input here or there, but it's a big ask from you every year, and you always deliver. So if you wouldn't mind, kind of just remind us about what the summer series is about.
Yeah, so this is, as you mentioned, it's now a 51-year tradition, beloved
Wow.
tradition, downtown Austin in this gorgeous, now 110-year-old movie theater, the Paramount Theater. And we try to kind of encapsulate the entire history of movies into this like 3-month span. So over those 100 movies you mentioned, we're playing things from the 40s to as recently as like 2 years ago. Every genre you can think of, comedy, drama, kids movies, thrillers, etc. And so my biggest goal is to try and have like 3 to 4 things on there that every person would be interested in. Like I want you to look at that lineup and circle like 3 things and be like, I have to attend these things.
And there's going to be a specific category coming up towards the end that is like, I am like tick, 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 you've got me on. But if you wouldn't mind, let's talk about 70 millimeter versus 35 millimeter, because this is officially outside of my comfort zone as far as like what I know about movies, but you have 3 rare 70 millimeter presentations.
Yeah, so 70 millimeter is kind of the big on actual celluloid film format that has kind of been rediscovered lately. Oppenheimer was released on 70 millimeter, so a lot of the filmmakers like Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino are really big on pushing this format. Just the grain and kind of the texture that you get on film is just different from digital and kind of adds to that unique experience of seeing a movie in the movie theater. So this year we're playing a new 70mm print of North by Northwest, classic Hitchcock movie. Phantom Thread, starring Daniel Day-Lewis, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. They both have new movies coming out this year, and those are always like big events for film nerds. And then we got 2001: A Space Odyssey, which we play almost every year, and that is in particular a movie that you kind of have to see in a theater with a huge crowd. There's an intermission. It's just kind of that like old-fashioned movie-going thing, and to see it on 70mm film is a real treat.
I still don't even understand what it is, but if you're telling me like I am having a different experience when I walk out of the theater and I thought I really enjoyed that, that might be one of the reasons why. And I advocate, by the way, for bringing back the like intermission, especially as our movies tend to get longer and longer as we go. My goodness. Okay, 35 millimeter. Let's talk about that because it includes a couple of partnerships.
Yeah, so Hyperreal Film Club, which is this really amazing collective in town, they now actually have their own space on the east side, but they've been showing movies with us for a few years, and so this summer they've picked 3 movies all on 35 millimeter film, which again, on celluloid, very unique, very cool, only in a movie theater experience they're showing. Cabaret, Now and Then, 90s kids' favorite, and then here in about a week or so they're showing Pan's Labyrinth, the classic Guillermo del Toro fantasy movie, which is a lot of fun. So things like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles we're showing on film, Black Swan, the Natalie Portman movie. So these are, again, movies that maybe you've seen at home on Blu-ray or on TV, but seeing them in this format in a movie theater with a bunch of people is really special.
Oh, Now and Then is sticking with me. I love that movie. Okay, there is a family film series. So yes, Pan's Labyrinth could be a little bit scary. And there are thrillers abound, but talk to me about what the family specific stuff is.
So family series, discounted tickets for kids 12 and under, and again, trying to run the gamut of things that are a bit older, like Sound of Music, that maybe like my generation grew up already being a classic for us, and we fell in love with it, to things like Babe, Jumanji. I mentioned Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 90s one. The Sandlot, we're doing a double feature of Toy Story and a Goofy movie, which are both having an anniversary this year. So again, trying to like introduce kids to movies that maybe they aren't, rewatching 9 million times at home, something a little bit unique that parents maybe grew up with and they can share with their kids. And I think of everyone, kids love the Paramount Theater experience the most. Just the idea that there's this balcony you run up the stairs and sit at, and we've got a curtain that opens and closes. It's just one of those things that I think helps kids fall in love with seeing movies at the movie theater, and that's why we love doing that series.
Yeah, that's what you want. Is you want to get them in young, let them fall in love with movies.
Yes, we want to create the new generation for sure.
Exactly. Okay, and then so I feel like I've heard a couple of them mention, we've met the gentleman from The Sandlot, and I will say that the guy who plays Porter or Ham or whatever his name is, still hilarious in real life. He was awesome. I really adored him. Okay, but 90s kids, special shout out for anybody who grew up in the 90s, because there are some special movies.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the interesting thing about my job is, when I started, people would say that movies from the 80s and 90s shouldn't be considered classics because they're too new. But time
We're getting
has
older.
passed. You're telling me. And so movies now from the 90s, for a lot of kids today, they were born way after those movies came out, and so they are classics themselves. So another family film we're showing, Matilda, is one that a lot of my coworkers have been, requesting for a long time. Things like Clueless, Friday, House Party, again, these are movies that my generation grew up watching as kids. And so it's like a nostalgic treat for us to see them. But for a younger generation, it's like these are old kind of movies that they're going to be discovering for the first time.
Well, and you may not have seen it in years.
Oh, true.
So
yeah.
you might love Clueless, but when's the last time you sat down to watch it start to finish?
Yeah, exactly.
We got to leave it there, Stephen, but such fun stuff. Thank you for the lovely lineup. We can't wait to have some fun in the AC.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Explore the full Summer Classic Film Series lineup and grab your tickets now at austintheater.org/film, or make the most of your movie nights with FlixTix, a discounted pack of 10 tickets, valid all summer long. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union. Hey everybody, we're coming to you today from Austin Telco Federal Credit Union, where we're talking with Pamela Cotton, the Vice President of Member Services, about the stability of credit union share accounts. This is something I know very little about, so I'm looking forward to getting educated today. First of all, Pam, let's talk about what makes credit union share accounts a stable option during something like market volatility.
Absolutely. Well, first thing is you're insured. We have NCUA share insurance, and you can insure your funds up to $250,000 and more, depending on how the accounts are structured with beneficiaries and joint owners and things like that. But then there's less fluctuation as it is in the market. The market is so volatile right now, it goes up and down, but with the credit union, you're gonna have a fixed rate, and that's guaranteed over the term of a share certificate, right? And so predictable dividends, you're going to know exactly what you're getting. If you invest for a year, you're going to know what you're going to have at the end of the year, 6 months and so on. You're going to know exactly what you're going to have.
Okay, so it can only go up from here, everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so how do these types of accounts, share accounts, contribute to building something like long-term wealth?
Yeah, so one of the things we talked about was compound growth. Your dividends are going back into your investment, so you're going to compound on those. You keep earning on top of your earnings. And then there's laddered share certificates, so maybe when you first start, put some money into a certificate for maybe 6 months or a year, and the rates may go up a little bit more in a couple of months, so then you take more money and put it in there. And as those mature, you have more opportunity to get into what we hope are much higher dividends for your investment. So that's a good way to have for that to happen. And so then you have diverse savings options as well. So maybe the money market at the time is paying really good. So have some money in your money market account, and then that's actually even more fluid than the share certificate, so you have options when you're ready to use those in other investments.
All right. Okay, so what steps should we take to open a share account at a credit union? Because you've swayed me today. And how can folks maximize their benefits?
Yeah, so you want to research your membership eligibility. At Austin Telco, if you live, work, worship, or attend school in the Austin metro area, you're eligible for membership. So we would love to have everyone come and join the credit union. And then account management. You want to set up, in our digital banking model, you have access to your funds, and maybe you have investments in another company. You can always have all those in one place, so it's easily managed and very convenient as well.
I love hearing the words, help your money grow.
Yes.
Always easy with ATFCU. All right,
Yes.
Pam, thank you so much.
Thank you.
To learn more about all of the services that Austin Telco Federal Credit Union provides, go to atfcu.org. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union.
Hey Austin, our shelters have been facing chronic overcrowding for over a decade. Let's visit a shelter just outside the city and see how they're helping animals find their forever home.
My name is Christian Long. I've worked here at Texas Humane Heroes for just under 2.5 years. We just opened this new facility here in Leander in November of 2024. In 2024, we placed over 1,800 dogs and cats into living home, rescued animals from over 57 shelter partners from across the state, and spayed and neutered over 6,500 animals. We have 210 animals in our care, about 90 dogs and 110 cats. That is overcapacity for us. We definitely have more puppies than we have room for at the moment. People pass away, or they move away, or their lives change and they don't factor in their pets. If more people were spaying and neutering their pets, that stops the problem at its source. We have a low-cost vet clinic on site. In addition to being able to spay and neuter, microchip, deworm, treat all of our pets while they're waiting for their forever homes, we also have it open to the public. If you have a pet that needs vaccinations, needs to get spayed and neutered, we offer those services at a much lower cost than most commercial vets. And that's a big part of our mission, is we want pet ownership to be affordable for everyone. To seeing so many good cats, and especially really good dogs that really don't have any special conditions, or there's nothing particularly quirky about their personality. They're just not the kind of dogs that get adopted very often. There are so many of them here that would do so well in just about any home environment. And sometimes you're understanding if they're an only dog, or they might not like little kids, or they might be a little rough, or they might need a yard, or that makes a little bit more sense. But sometimes, there's so many of these dogs don't have any of those conditions, and they just sit and wait for months or years sometimes. That's really heartbreaking. I have two medium-sized dogs. One of them I got from here. There's a real personal, just sort of connection that you have with a dog or a cat. Dogs and cats have been part of our lives and our shared humanity and evolution for thousands and thousands of years. They're inseparable from who we are and what we've gone through. They think so much of us. There's something very humbling about, wanting to be the person that my dogs think I am. All shelters, every shelter, the shelter closest to you right now needs help. We have a direct donate option on our website. You can name a kennel after you, after your pet, but maybe you're really good at website building, or you're really good at photography. Reach out to the shelters and ask if you would maybe take photos of the shelter pets. All that stuff really does wonders. Visit us at humaneheroes.org. We've always got events right around the corner, all sorts of ways to get involved.
Support Texas Humane Heroes today by donating, fostering, or volunteering. Come to events. Spread the word. Life is so much better with a pet in it.
The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Randall's.
Hey Austin friends, yes, even though we're well into summer, I like to say when life keeps lifing, those busy summer meals can still feel stressful and expensive. So I'm excited to say that Signature Select, available only at your local Randall's, has us covered again with a roasted chicken bundle offer for just $15. So here's the deal. When you pick up all 4 items, a whole roasted chicken, a deli side, a bag of frozen veggies, and a case of soda pop or a seltzer water, you can feed 4 people. And if you're doing the math, that's $3.75 per meal, which these days cannot be beat. And it's practically grab and go, ready for mealtime. Just clip the offer in the Randall's For You app and then head in store or online. Now it kicks off on June 18th and goes until July 1st, so pull out your phone and make sure you clip it now. Now that bundle offer is a no fuss, easy summer meal on its own, but I'm going to supply you with delicious recipes and tips using the quality products Signature Select has to offer. Whole roasted chicken, I call it a busy parent's dream. It's tender, juicy, cooked to perfection for an easy meal or protein prep. My simple hack: when I get it home, I put it in a large zip top bag, then just pull that tender meat off. Use the bones to make a flavorful bone broth, and then the chicken's ready to go for picnics, meal preps, pastas, salads, or wraps, you name it. Your summer protein is right on hand. Barbecue chicken roasted summer sliders are a total crowd pleaser. First, make a 4-ingredient dynamite sauce using barbecue sauce, brown mustard, hot honey, and then Signature Select's fizzy and flavorful Dr. Dynamite. Toss with the shredded chicken and pile high with pickles, onions, cheese. Brush more of that sauce on top, and after melting in the oven, you have mouth-watering pull-aparts that will make everyone's taste buds happy. And to wash it down, just know when you pick up your 12-pack, you can choose either soda or seltzer water, and there's a variety of fun flavors to choose from. A summer staple for us is any of the Signature Select seltzer waters. There's nothing artificial. They're all natural flavors, so they really pop on the tongue. We love to make a refreshing electrolyte-filled fruit water with blended mango, watermelon, and then pour in that grapefruit seltzer, add some fresh ginger, mint, and basil, and you have a drink that tastes like vacation in a glass. Literally so many great ideas to choose from. And you can redeem that $15 roasted chicken bundle offer with Randall's For You 2 times per household before July 1st. Just get it all in one simple click or trip to your local store. You can shop now and save, and go to randalls.com/signature select for more.
The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Randall's. Hey, we are happy to be able to offer you some help if you're out there searching for jobs. KXAN has partnered with ZipRecruiter to help you find thousands of job openings in Austin and around the country. Just go to kxan.com/jobs, where you can search thousands of new postings every single day. Check it out right now and get started on the path to your next career. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Visit Anaheim. Summer travel season is here, and one California destination is flipping the script on how families plan vacations. Visit Anaheim just launched the world's first ever kids travel agency called the Imagine Agency, where kids are in charge of the itinerary. Joining us today is Gavin Doyle, founder of Mickey Visit, here to share how this imaginative, kid-led approach is reshaping the way families experience Anaheim and how your family can join in on the fun. So Gavin, my very first question for you is, Visit Anaheim recently conducted a study on family vacation planning. What did they learn?
Well, first of all, Rosie, thanks for having me so much. And I'm sitting here in the Cambria Hotel in Anaheim, looking out the window at water slides in their pool area. It's the perfect place to talk about a family vacation. And yes, Visit Anaheim did just complete this exciting study, found that 86% of kids want to be more involved in family vacations, and that 82% of parents say that the best vacations are ones where the kids were involved in the planning. So it's time to bring everyone together to that planning table. Visit Anaheim has actually named you, I should do a little salute here, Chief Imaginagent Officer, to help launch the first ever kids travel agency, the Imagine Agency. Lots of fun words to say, but I'd like to hear a little bit more about that. So it's a kid-focused travel agency launched by Visit Anaheim called the Imagine Agency, featuring 6 different bookable itineraries created by the Imagine agents, kids from Anaheim, that feature really great attractions here like Disneyland and the Anaheim Packing District with 30+ restaurants, the Anaheim Ducks hockey team, and more.
For people planning a trip to Anaheim, since you've spent so much time there, what are some of your hottest tips?
Absolutely. Well, Anaheim, California is located in the heart of Orange County. It's a perfect home base for visiting Disneyland, the beaches, up to Los Angeles, down to San Diego. And I mentioned Disneyland. The accommodations are all family friendly, built right here in the Disneyland Resort District. And there's things like the Cambria where I'm staying, the Castle Inn and Suites. I would also just say, I mentioned Disneyland. It is the 70th anniversary of Disneyland this year, and they have new and returning beloved entertainment like the Paint the Night Parade, new attractions like Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Star Wars Rise of Resistance, and a recently recompleted Downtown Disney District, and it's a great time to visit Disneyland. You can read all about that, all these great activities and restaurants and shops and hotels at imagineagency.com.
Lots of cool stuff to consider for the next family vacation today. Gavin, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Go to imagineagency.com to start planning your family vacation and involve your kiddos. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Visit Anaheim. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by Fitness, Fresh Express, and Swash by Tips on TV, Green Knight Metal Roofing, and Randall's. We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin.